Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. The weather in Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country in case you are outside the republic. Raila Odinga will officially file his petition at the Supreme Court of Kenya tomorrow, challenging the election of William Samoei Arap Ruto as the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya. In that petition, Raila Odinga is laying an elaborate plan to snatch presidency from Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. The move by Raila Odinga is causing serious anxiety within Kenya Kwanza, because the moment William Ruto was declared president-elect, he started enjoying certain privileges. Tomorrow, the moment Raila Odinga will file that petition, William Ruto will no longer be the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya. He will turn into a presidential candidate. So in this video, I want us to look at the elaborate plan which Raila Odinga is laying, which will ensure that he successfully managed to snatch the presidency from William Ruto. And we all know that William Ruto is not a pushover. But before we do that, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button. We are actually approaching 200,000. And I know there are so many people on this channel who watch the video, but they've not subscribed because they normally get the notification. Please, if you're one of them, just click that subscribe now. That's the best way you can support this channel. We are on the road to 200,000, only 8,000 people remaining. So if you can do that, I know maybe 1,000 people from this video alone will be okay. Now, let us get back to the main issue. On 15th of August, Wafula Chebukati declared William Ruto as the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya. That move by Wafula Chebukati made allies and supporters of William Ruto to celebrate across the country. For Raila Odinga and his supporters, they were mourning. But what caught the attention of the country was the move by a section of the commissioners to issue a statement contrary to what Wafula Chebukati announced. Later on, Wafula Chebukati also explained that the commissioners were part and parcel of the entire process, but they wanted Wafula Chebukati to manipulate figures so that a rerun could be occasioned. So as we speak in this country, Wafula Chebukati made the announcement of the president-elect alone. Two other commissioners absconded, but the four said they don't want to be part of that announcement. So Raila Odinga will be going to court. And his strategy, because that's what is important, Raila Odinga has laid an elaborate strategy which he hopes will ensure that he will be handed over the presidency. So Raila Odinga is approaching this petition in several ways. The first strategy which he's using is that he's going to make a prayer that he be declared the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya. You know what that means. Basically, Raila Odinga will be telling the courts that I want you guys to count the votes. Let us open the server. Let us count the votes. And in case the votes will confirm that indeed I won the presidency, declare me. If the recount will prove that William Ruto won, let him stay with the presidency. That's the prayer. And that is one of the prayers which Team Tangatanga are not going to allow. Someone just shared with me something very interesting. Someone shared with me something very interesting. Let me just get you. Shared with me something very interesting. Someone shared with me something very interesting from Form 34A. He's actually going through the forms and is realizing that there is serious discrepancies on the forms which were shared on the portal. He has shared with me Form 34B for Luanda constituency, and that Form 34B doesn't have a serial number. The true Form 34B has serial number, and it has headline for IEBC. So which means someone somewhere manipulated Form 34B for Luanda constituency. I just want to challenge you to go to that form and check it with the other forms there. And this guy is also sharing, actually is doing a fantastic job. There is a form here which is shared with me. The form for Bobasi, let me just get it. Okay. Yes, shared with me several forms, but there's a form he shared with me here for Bobasi. Hey, this guy has done a fantastic job. Yes, this one. This one here. Now, this guy shared with me form for this is Kitutu Masaba. Kitutu Masaba, the form this guy shared has Raila Odinga scoring. The actual form has Raila Odinga scoring 45,000. William Ruto had 23,000. While the fake form on IBC portal has Raila Odinga scoring 24,000, while Ruto scoring 14,000. So that's how serious it is. The guy is sharing so much information which are very interesting with me on my WhatsApp. It's actually taking his time just to go through the forms one by one. So the form for Luanda constituency, as shared by IBC, is fake. So what Raila Odinga wants is that he's going to ask the courts using the original Form 34As and the original Form 34Bs, which are in their possession, and is going to ask IBC to tally. Once they are tallied, he's going to ask, or he's going to ask, sorry, not IBC, he's going to ask the Supreme Court to tally them. And then if he's going to emerge the winner, then he's going to be declared the president. I'm not so sure whether William Ruto and his team are going to agree to that, because that demand, in my view, is what most of Azimio supporters are calling for. They don't want to subject Kenyans into another election, but they only want the court to order for a recount, because Raila Odinga is sure that through a recount, he's going to emerge the winner. So that is his first strategy. So assuming the courts are not going to grant that request of ordering a recount, because the court can actually order the recount, and if Raila Odinga is leading, then they can say, you need to go back to the ballot. So if that first prayer of declaration is not going to be achieved, Raila Odinga is going then to use his second strategy. And his second strategy is to stop William Ruto from running in case of a rerun. How is he going to stop William Ruto in case of a rerun? Rigging is an electoral offense, which is criminal. If you commit an electoral offense, then you are not supposed to run for 10 years. So Raila Odinga and his team are basically going to try so hard. They're going to try so hard, Raila Odinga and the team, to prove that William Ruto was part and parcel of the rigging which took place at IBC. They're going to tie Ruto. And let me just read for you what the Constitution, what the law says. What the law says, because we need to go by what the law says. The law says, let me just get, let's just get Elections Act. Election Act states, if you look at section 80, it says at number 4, an election court may order it says an election court may by order direct the commission to issue a certificate of election to a president, a member of parliament, or a member of a county assembly. B, A, upon recount of the ballot cast, the winner is apparent. So basically, going to the first request, first prayer which Azimio are planning to use, that's a recount. So if the recount will prove that Raila Odinga is a clear winner, then they are going to say, okay, give him the certificate. But if the recount is not going to prove that, but prove that indeed a rerun is required, then it says, number 2, B, the winner is found not to have committed an election offense. So what happens if, for example, that recount will prove that Ruto won, but he committed electoral offense, or it proves that indeed none of them won, but one of the players committed an electoral offense. Now, that is what they are going to use to stop Ruto from running. I don't know how William Ruto and his supporters are going to react to that. But the strategy is, first strategy, declaration. If that is not going to work, then they are going for stopping Ruto. If that's not going to work, then they are going for the third strategy. The third strategy they are going to use, and this is lethal, is targeting the IEBC officials who aided in the rigging. The truth of the matter is that Azimio team believes very strongly that William Ruto was actually running a parallel system within IEBC. That there were certain IEBC officials who were directly answerable to him or his team. And I listened to Rafael Tuju the other day on Ramogi TV, and Rafael Tuju was very clear that for them as Azimio, they are glad that Wafula Chebukati declared Ruto and that he did not order for a rerun. Because according to Rafael Tuju, if Wafula Chebukati had ordered for a rerun, it would have meant that they were going to go into this election with the same IEBC officials, with the same systems. The idea behind targeting these specific IEBC officials is that Azimio team believes they are part of William Ruto's team. So for them to disrupt William Ruto's network within IEBC, for them to create fear, especially those working for Ruto at IEBC, they must target these individuals. And once these individuals are targeted, some of them will be arrested, will be found guilty, will be charged, and therefore they'll not be participating in this election. Then for them, they'll be happy that they will now be going into the election minus William Samoei Arap Ruto's networks within IEBC. Unless that William Ruto's network within IEBC is disconnected, even if Raila Odinga were to go for another election today, he will still not succeed. So that's the third approach they are going to use. That, okay, first of all, let us try declaration. Declaration is not going to work, okay? The next step is, let us say that the IEBC is going to order for a rerun. The elections are going to be nullified. If elections are going to be nullified, let us tie Ruto to rigging so that he's charged with committing electoral offense, so that he's stopped. Okay, if that is going to fail, then they're going to go to the next stage, now targeting these specific IEBC officials. IEBC officials, part of William Ruto's networks, if they are disrupted, so that they are now going to go into their third strategy, but going for election with a level playing field. The fourth strategy which they're going to use is voter turnout. That is one of the areas they believe very strongly that based on the voter turnout alone, the Supreme Court will be able to nullify the elections. If you listened to the commissioners, the 4 commissioners, they were very clear that the results were opaque. They talked of opaque nature of the results, and they talked of 0.01%. If you look at the turnout in this election, Wafula Chebukati indicated that the turnout based on Kemskate was 65.4%. And those ones minus those who voted manually. If you calculate 65.4% of 222,120,458, then you arrive at a figure of 14,466,799. That's it. Those were supposed to vote. But according to Wafula Chebukati, he declared William Ruto with 14,213,192 137 as the valid votes. Then the rejected votes were 113,614, which totals to around 14,326,751. The difference between Wafula Chebukati's results and the actual voter turnout, remember that turnout you minus the turnout, you minus those who voted manually. The difference is around 140,000. Now that 140,000 is what is the opaque nature. 140,000 was enough to change the outcome of that election. It was going to stop William Ruto from reaching the 50% plus one vote, and therefore a rerun would have been occasioned. And lastly, they want to go for those who manipulated this technology. They want to go to court to prove that indeed the technology was manipulated in this process. That's why they are referring to opaque results, the opaque nature of the results. So they'll be able to prove that the 0.01% was a constant figure, which was used to ensure that William Ruto hits 50 plus 1%. I don't know what you think. That's my take. And for those watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Bye-bye.